actually scratching a ticket. Can I walk out back?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's just I communicate with that.
It's not just ghosts. It's not just cryptozoology or aliens. It's all of it.
And what are we doing today, Matt?
Almost like Chewbacca. Like, you guys want to do a little beatbox live? Oh, am I there? Yo, what's happening? Welcome to Banter with Richie B. What a great intro. That thing was kick ass. Love that. That was great. Good job, Bobby Lee. Woohoo! Thank you to the Get Haunted Network. We're here live and happening. We're live and happening on the Get Haunted Network. Anyways, as I've been telling you for a week now, and as Rob, especially from Get Haunted, knows, I love siblings. And I have a brother and sister here that are they got a pretty stunning technique, and I love the dynamic of it. What I meant by that statement was I used to go out ghost hunting with my family, my sister, my nieces, my brother-in-law. We all used to go out together. My little brother jumped in there, and we'd go out do ghost hunting. So I love the dynamic, man. If you're looking for things to do, just go on a trail hike. You might run into Bigfoot. I have no idea. Maybe a UFO. Who knows? Maybe paranormal, depending on which woods you're in. I'm in the Bridgewater Triangle. Live from the Bridgewater Triangle, it's the Banter with Richie B show. I always wanted to call it the Rock and Rich show, but enough of that crap. So tonight we're gonna hey, Bobby Lee. Yeah. Do I have my comment section up? Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. I was just checking. So yeah, so tonight we're gonna go over a bunch of evidence with Walter and Patti Burke, and we're gonna about a half hour or so in, or whenever he can get here, we're gonna have Mike Trainer come back on tonight. He's very familiar with animals and sounds and all that stuff, so I wanted to kind of refer to him a lot of the questions. You're welcome to ask questions. Jump in there any way you can. And oh, there's my beautiful niece. Hello, Heather. There he is, the fabulous Richie B. Thank you, Sarah. Sorry, I randomly yell at comments, but I won't do that tonight when my guests are on. Trust me. Let's put that one up. Where'd it go? Show it. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Oh, yeah, there it is. See, she called me fabulous. Sorry, my little niece here. See this? Hi. So yeah, we got all kinds of new toys, man. We got a banner down bottom. We got comment sections. Let's see, all your comments I can pull up. Kelsey Q's in the house. Yeah, I know. I got to get down to your house. I know. I need some allergy killer. Just relax and be patient. No, you're awesome. I love you guys. You guys are the best. And this guy here, check out this dude. This guy right here. That's all. Don't say the things you usually say on Facebook, please. I'll have to ban you. No, good dude, man. I got a lot of good people in my life, so I'm very grateful for that. But check out down bottom here on this banner. Woo! Unturned Pages with Jenny and Russ on Facebook, Sundays, 9 p.m. You're going to start seeing different podcasts. I'm going to put them up on my show, and you guys are going to support them because that's what we do here. You know what I mean? We're all in this together, right? You guys support me, and we support others. Just how it works, right? So at least that's the way it should work, huh? But yeah, we're gonna hey, DC's in the house. What's up, DC? That's what he calls me. I know Donnie, 26 years plus. And he's always called me RB, and I call him DC. It's just a thing. So you guess you wouldn't understand. Whatever. All right. Who's this? Hey, Andrew, what's happening, man? So yeah, that's a funky wave or something going on right there, right? Is that like a thing, like a princess wave? Yeah, not that you're a princess, Andrew, but I'm just curious. Let's see. Oh, thank you everybody for coming, and I'm sure we'll have a few more in here, and we definitely want to be interactive, so make sure you're asking questions. You know what I mean? I'll pull up the questions, and we get a pause. What's up, Hodge? And we get a pause. We'll Talik. We'll ask the question and kind of break it down together. There's a couple of scenarios that I want to explain. I'm gonna need that T with the Bigfoot on it. Yes, gonna need that T. Gonna need that tea right here. She's talking about here, right? Wait. I gotta get used to the camera thing. It's like a mirror. You know what I'm saying? It's like my 1987 acid days. Here we go. Oh, that is a true statement. Hang on. So right there, right over here. Oh, just a wave. Right there, that dude. Yeah, we're gonna get that on a t-shirt. Who wants to buy that on a t-shirt, man? You got to go to my shop. There's some stuff in there you just might like to have. Check it out. At banterwithrichieb.com. Just go in there and click on the shop, and you'll see some stuff and this and that and other things. I love the this and that. This and that's my favorite. There's a discount on this and that, by the way, just this week alone. Actually, just like in the next 10 minutes, and then that's it. So, oh, thank you, Andrew, for clarifying that. That's what I figured, but it was small on my screen and has that little blue swirly thing, so it just kind of looked like, hey, you know, what's up? But all right, listen, I haven't slept much this week, so you're probably going to get a nice rare dose of me. You're welcome. What's this? Oh, there's Rob. Just making my celebrity appearance here. I know, Rob. You want to meet the siblings, Rob? I want to meet the siblings. So here, let's show that. Just making this. There we go, everybody. I got Sideshow Rob, who now has a sidekick, my producer, Bobby Lee, who does all this hard work and makes his place look kick-ass. Yep. Come on in, Sideshow Bob, and say hi to Sideshow Rob. Where you at? You can do it yourself. Where'd you go? Oh, there she is.
There I am. I told Rob I was going to take that name, Sideshow Bob. Except I'm the original, right? Straight out of The Simpsons.
Yeah, I know, but I think he's copywritten that, and you're going to have to. It's going to be a battle. It's like 50 cents every time you use it. That's what I heard. You know what I mean? Well,
hopefully people buy some T-shirts.
Yeah. No, I said you're gonna. I didn't say we're gonna. No. We're not doing that. Sideshow or side piece. Thanks, Donnie. Always a pleasant. Oh, 75 cents? Sideshow Rob. Come on, man. Hook a sister up. Look at that. He said 75 cents. So, hey, enough of my bantering, because that's what I do. Again, banter, to jokingly converse. Remember that. So we're going to converse in a joking manner. There is no, yo, what's up, Janelle? Yo. Oh, wait, did you show that or did I? Are you hitting that or me? Oh, no, I got that. I'm getting good at this host stuff. Let me roll free, man. Yeah, you just look at all this kick-ass stuff she did, though. The banner, all the designs behind me, green screens, all that stuff, right? That stuff's kick-ass. But let me click some freaking buttons and have a little bit of fun. You know what I mean? Jeez, tough crowd. Well, who's this? That's why you have a producer. That is why I have a producer. You damn right. Because I sit here like this when my brain gets locked up in front of two monitors, a microphone, and a camera. I'm like, oh, or when Sarah goes, 4, 3, 2, take it away, Richie. And I'm like, yeah, take it away. I love siblings. You know, that kind of messes you up. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that promo was kick-ass, Bobby Lee. If you missed the promo, you guys have to go back and watch it. I'm not going to re-show it. But that way you can go back and watch it and tell your friends about it. But enough about me. No fun, Richie. I love you, Timmy Tellis. You call me no fun. Yeah, I'm no fun. What do you mean I'm no fun? What, because I'm not going to play it again? Bro, what time did the Celtics start? 7:30, I thought. You should have plenty of time to sit down and watch this damn promo when the show started. This is not my issue. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Tonto cleverly disguised the doorknob. All right, hang on. I don't even know what that means. My brother said it to me years ago. My brother Russ said it to me years ago. I have no idea what it means. But I'm going to introduce you all to Wally and Patti Burke. And we're going to have a great conversation. We're going to find out how they got started in this, how often they go out, where they go without a general location. I don't do specific locations on this show because for me, it was my property that I was having things with, and I didn't want to attract people just to come running around my yard. You know what I mean? So without any further babbling on from me, I am going to bring Wally and Patti Burke to the stage. Let's welcome them. And here they are.
Hey,
say
guys.
hi. What's up?
Hi.
How you doing?
You guys are awesome.
It was awesome.
Great. Hey, great having you guys. I was
That
super
was
stoked.
great. That was
Now, did she do great, bro?
Siblings.
Siblings,
Everyone
right?
thought we were like 12 and 15, but no, we're
Yeah, we're a little older than 12 and 15.
Yeah, those days are way gone. Trust me, I know. Some days I feel like I'm 12 or 15 when I'm playing Fortnite and yelling at kids. You know what I mean? So that's always fun. But
Oh,
so
mentally, yeah, we're probably still 40.
yeah, I don't want to grow up. There's no need for growing
I'm
up.
a little
growing up.
brother.
You're a little brother? All right, what shirt you got
This
on there,
adult
buddy?
shit sucks.
Yeah.
What
Baby.
shirt you got on? Wally, let me see it.
Oh,
Show the world.
damn camera.
There we go. Squatchachusetts.
I like that.
Huh? Yeah, my boy Dave McCullough, co-founder of that,
Can you
right?
see it?
Yeah, what's this?
Yeah,
Hey,
Making my other
McCullough. I gotta
I can see
represent
it, man.
somebody. Nobody's representing me, so
No, I think it's awesome.
yeah.
So I
gotta-
met these
gotta
guys.
give it to Dave.
It's awesome. Dave's done a great job, and Dave's a good guy to have around. So I went to Rockland at one of Matt Warner's productions at Hartsef Hall, and I was a guest speaker there for BigFoot and all that stuff. And I was talking, telling my story, and then Patti had spoken up, and we have the kind of a Q&A talk, you know, and a lot of technical problems to have some downtime that Rob saved us from. But anyways, that's a whole different story. And she come up with some great stuff, hot stuff. Oh yeah, hot stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. It could be, especially up in the attic when you're investigating. Sorry, this is my random thing again. I got to work on. So Patti came up and when she was talking about telling a crazy story, which we're going to get into, and I definitely want you guys to share that part of the story. But that's what kind of drew my attention, and then we just all kind of hit it off. I went up to Leominster. If you're from Massachusetts, everything's Leominster. It has H's. There's no R's in this town, right? And so there we just hung out all day. We had lunch, right? We enjoyed, you know, I was an emergency speaker to help out again, so that was fun. And I just kind of smooth and just hit it off, and I love their story. I love their technique.
Barbara, we met Barbara.
Barbara's awesome. You know, I had set up a messenger with you two and Barbara, and you guys missed it, I think, because Barbara wanted to go out also with us. Yeah, she's like dying to get out and walk and take a stroll.
More than welcome.
Yeah, and she's a sweet. I love her. I actually I got some of. Barbara's an artist, and she takes rocks and makes them into things. And
I love her artwork. Her artwork is awesome.
I bought these two.
I like.
Yeah, those are yeah, they got the real little stones. Those are like 3D. You know what I mean? Barbara Bertram, look her up. Buy her rocks because she's an amazing artist.
Yeah, she does a good job.
She really does. She really does. Let's see. And then so we hung out and we had a great time. And I just felt a connection with them, and hopefully we're working something out this weekend where we can go out and do what we love, right? Check out our passion. Tell me, like, you know, where you're from, how this started for you. You can go back. I don't care if you saw a Bigfoot when you're in your diapers. I don't even care. Just be comfortable and share that story. I kind of want to know how this all came about. You know what I mean?
We've always been into this. I don't know why, but we've always been starting with creature double feature. You know,
creature double feature.
Yep. And we ended up watching. We were armchair researchers. We started watching YouTube, and we found a lady that was from Central Mass. We could tell by her accent that she was local. So we were the same thought that Bigfoot was only in the Pacific Northwest, right? And we're like, there's no way they're in Massachusetts.
We never figured they were around here in the Central Mass. And we're like, oh, maybe she's on to something because she had some evidence going. And we're like, huh. So we figured, we didn't figure out the area. We just happened to it by luck. And we started doing some investigating, checking out those places and areas. And it come to find out that we had some evidence going on. We were leaving our recorders out, and we started following her videos more, and we started coming across certain places we recognized that were where she was. And we started putting our recorders out, and we got some evidence.
We reached out to her because, of course, we didn't want to put our stuff where her stuff was, because we found some of the gifting sites and things. It's funny because we were watching a video.
We don't want to step on anybody's toes.
No, Wally goes, that looks like my old fishing hole. So we went up to where his old fishing place was, and we found evidence, but we also found some of her stuff. So we reached out to her, and she basically said, yeah, you know, go ahead and investigate. She told us some of her hot spots. And
one of the reasons was too is there were cellar holes. There's old cellar holes out there because it was an old prison area or whatnot. And so she had some of those in her videos, and we took them side by side, took pictures and took their videos of what she had, and we compared them. It was the exact same spot.
Wow.
So
And after we tried to get in contact with her, she didn't contact us back.
She reached out to us a couple times, and unfortunately, she died during COVID, we believe, because her videos channel she hasn't emailed us back, and her video channel has been just stagnant. So we think that she probably passed on COVID, is what we heard.
How long ago did you meet? How long ago?
Now I'm talking. Her videos we're in Central Mass.
How long ago did you meet her?
2018, 2019.
Yeah. So,
okay, cool.
2018,
Go ahead,
2019.
I'm sorry. Yep.
Then she passed 2020. We're in Central Mass, just in case anybody wants to know where we are. We're right smack dab in the middle of the state.
You already told me the town we're from. So.
Oh. Did you?
Yeah, you did.
Well, we investigated a couple towns over. Though we just found out there has been a sighting actually in our town and in Princeton, which is right near our town. Dave McCullough can tell you about that. There was a Class A sighting, probably about 5 miles from us, where there was a crossing near an Audubon area, and it was a female with a child in her arms.
Really?
Is that the one by Wachusett?
No, it's one by
because there was another one on the other side of Mount Wachusett too. Wachusett Mountain.
I had heard about the Wachusett one. I heard about how long ago was that?
Yeah.
How long ago?
That was only about a year.
Yeah, I thought they were recent.
About a year ago,
the Wachusett one. Yeah, I've heard about that one. I
It
didn't hear
wasn't
about this
that
other one.
long. I think it was maybe springtime, around spring.
Yep.
And then I know there was another one down off of Pelham, down off of 2.
Off of Route 2?
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, off of Route 2. There's a little delay. That's okay.
Down.
202. Okay, I got you. Now, how do they know? Yeah. How do they know if you heard, because you're closer to it? I haven't heard this part of it. How do they know it was a woman with a child? I mean, like, obviously eyewitness saw something that made them think that, but there was any further explanation than say, hey, I saw a woman with a child? Or how do they determine that? How many feet away? Do you know how many feet away and stuff?
Female Sasquatch. I don't know how far it was, but it crossed in front of their station wagon or there was a family in a car. I read about it on Squatchachusetts, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I saw some of the reports too.
Right down.
Yeah, it's right down the road and not that long ago. And it's probably in your area where you go, right? What'd you say?
Yeah. So we spent our time up by those cellar holes, which was kind of our gateway into the investigation on her. And I'm going to refer to her a lot because she had some really, really good investigations that she found something that was in the cellar hole. She was too afraid to approach it, but she has videotape, actually it's audio tape of something in the cellar hole, something big in one of the big foundation holes that was there. She didn't have any. That's what started
us putting our recorders in the cellar hole. We set them out, and then if you walk another 100 yards, there was the power lines. And she had some recordings of a deer killing on the power lines.
Yeah.
And so we ended up putting some recordings on the power lines. Then we kept going down a little bit further from her area and putting probably, how many? 6 to 7 recorders.
Yeah, we had about 7 recorders going. We would leave them for about 3-4 days to go back and get them.
Yeah, time out. I want to
do 20 hours of that.
Yeah, I want everybody that's viewing right now to understand what you're saying. So I don't know what a cellar hole is. What, old foundations out there somewhere? Is that what it is? Like a cellar hole? Is that an old foundation?
Yeah, an old foundation of an old house.
Like where old structures were out there? Are they way out in the woods? I mean, give us a picture of what because I hear cellar hole and I'm like, I'm all the way down in South Shore.
No, they're right on the road.
Oh, yeah. Old, an old tote road, an old logging road.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha.
Probably what it used to be. And then there's must have been an old cabin or a house. They're not that big, but then it just has the old foundation left.
You might see parts of the
stone
chimney.
Foundation. Yeah, you might see a little part of it where a chimney, but it's
gotcha.
Anything that's just where they store their wood or their food back.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what that is. I'm sure my
they're
viewers
wet,
have been
and I think what happens is there's a lot of bugs and.
Makes sense. Food source, water. Right.
So
see, that's something that I don't run into that. Probably, is there a delay? There is, right? Yeah, so we got a little delay. I don't know where it's coming in. So I apologize. I'm not meaning to cut you off. I'm just trying to give you a visual to everybody here. So then the other thing you mentioned, you had 6 or 7 recorders. Now explain that technique of what you're doing with the recorders. So when you say 6 or 7 recorders, you only got 2 hands, right? So explain what you're doing with the recorders and how, kind of how you go about it, if you don't mind. Well, you know what I mean? It's kind of neat. You know what I mean?
Well, we started ghost hunting, so we knew about EVPs, and we knew that was going to be a valuable resource for us, is what we know about recording. So we would take the, Olympus, digital Olympus recorders, and we'd put them in a Ziploc and hang them from a tree. Basically, it's that simple. And we would go to the places. Well, what we would do is we would go out there at 2 in the morning and sit in the truck. And we would listen to where the activity was happening, and we could hear stick breaks, stick throws, rock clacks. And we're talking Massachusetts. It's not empty. It's rural out here, but it's not that rural, right?
Right.
So we're sitting out and we're hearing this. We want to know what's 30 feet from us over the pipeline in the woods, because it sounds like they're building a freaking house. So we would then the next day go out there and put our recorders out there to see what we would catch. And we would leave them. We would go about a mile and leave them maybe every half mile. Walk into the woods and leave them, and then we would just go back, collect them, just like you would doing a ghost hunting thing, and we would listen.
Yeah, and you get a lot. Like I always figure, you get a lot from audio, video. You can pretty much doesn't even get you anywhere now. I mean, audio. There's nothing out there. There's a recorder sitting on a tree. We put them in plastic bags, pin them about 8 feet high up on a tree, so nothing's going to really touch them, and then we leave it.
And then go
back and get it, come back to it. So I mean, there's no infrared, there's no the recorders, the light's not on the recorder. You see nothing but a plastic bag sitting up in the tree.
Right, because we knew that we're not going to approach a trail cam, right? They're not going to approach a camera.
Right, and I've had experience with that as well. They might not know
recorders.
I mean, I believe you can see the infrared. I believe, and electrical impulses. I believe that they can sense all that.
Yep, I agree 100%.
Nowadays, with digital.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got quite a bit of stuff. I mean, we would hear a lot of stick breaking. It's big stick breaking. So we weren't sure what it is.
One thing that got us when we didn't have that recording for some reason. I don't know where it went. We lost it. But it sounded like it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and it sounded like somebody took a handful of rocks and threw it down the pathway.
Yeah.
There's nobody else who's going to do 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, something had hands.
Yeah.
Something with a hand. It wasn't a raccoon. It wasn't something just scuffing rocks. It sounded like somebody threw a handful of rocks down the trail, and the trail was full of rocks. Like it was an old an old trail that somebody put stones on at one time.
Right.
And to make that noise at 2 o'clock in the morning, a.m., who's out there?
So where we go?
So that got us starting more curious of like, we got to set more up. I want to hear more shit.
So we drive about 20 minutes, and then we walk in a bit. But there's 166 acres that go back to conservation land. So I'm not exactly sure how much land is out there, but there's a bit of land, quite a bit of land.
There's old railroad tracks that run back there, and there's the power lines. And I always believed the power lines travel so far, they can use that power lines as a whole trail, a pathway without resistance. And how many people are really on the power lines? There's not a lot. Sometimes you have to go through a little bit of rural areas, but if something comes around, you're right off the side. You're ditching it. I mean, you could follow the power lines to any food source, any water source.
Right. And bringing up food source, there's a question here from Donnie Clark. It says, I have a question. What is the theory on what Bigfoot eats? I always said Bigfoot eats anything. Anything, right?
I believe it could be carnivorous, like killing deer. And I believe they would kill a deer. But again, look at bears. They eat the berries. We have a lot of berries that are around here. There's a lot of vegetation that's edible. So they pretty much, I think they eat whatever's easiest for them to eat.
Yep, I agree 100%. 100%. So we always call the power lines in the circle of Bigfooters, right? We always call the power lines Bigfoot's highway, right? So it makes sense. And this is where our conversation came in. When we met, our conversation was, I told you, I just said it before the show, walking down, there's always those little openings on either side of the power lines. And I love to go into those little holes that go into the woods and kind of look around for structures and see if there's markings kind of pointing you in the direction. And you actually have something I'm going to bring up that we were talking about a little bit earlier with like little stick breaks and things like that, but it led to something. And let me bring it up and then we'll discuss it. Okay. Let's see.
Sure.
Yep.
Where is it? All right. So this here, right? The stick breaks, right? Is this the ones you were talking about earlier specifically, or?
Very similar to the ones that we were talking about earlier, but yeah, these.
Okay. Is there stills in here too? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually cut.
But I like this one because it's a great
Somebody went through here cutting them.
reference.
So
Yeah, look how
we
strange
found
that is.
stick breaks very similar.
Yep.
We
Oh,
followed stick breaks. Were bringing us kind of on a pathway, and
Mhm.
we ended up coming upon a structure, which I don't know how you guys feel about tree structures, but it was interesting that we were up in near Mount Watatic, which
Yeah, I
is
was up in Ashburnham or out Ashby.
what Ashby, closer to
Yeah,
Ashby. There was
closer
just
to
a
Ashby.
sighting in Ashby too. But we followed
Right,
stick
right.
breaks similar to that. Almost it was guiding up, and we went through prickle bushes. I mean, it was not an easy travel, and we probably went in maybe about a mile.
No, yeah, we went in about a mile, and there was the same thing with those stick breaks. It was the
All
same,
pointing the same
all
direction.
pointing the same direction, like
About 5 feet.
like somebody just going
lower.
down, snap, 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 snap. And I just don't see anybody going through the woods doing that. I wouldn't do that. Would you do that? I don't know. This is some crazy person walking through the woods, snapping.
I
all
could
up
see
at
on
you.
the trail like a Boy Scout just bored, just breaking trees. But but when we got up there, we found a structure, which was interesting.
Which
Almost
was
like it was
really
guiding
interesting.
somebody up there. Maybe if there was a troop of them and somebody was lagging behind. I don't know. I don't know why. But it was
What kind of
interesting.
structure
Having
was
a
it? What did the structure look like?
It was like an A structure, so it was
Yeah, like a
basically
teepee.
yeah,
Like-
kind of a teepee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't enough
was
to
it
be in or a simple.
Yeah, it
And,
was not assembled an actual structure.
Yeah, because it wasn't big.
No, but it did not. It wasn't tree fall. It definitely
It was almost like a bunch
manipulated.
of sticks. Camera. Bunch of sticks put together, leaning. You know.
Yeah. So did it look like did it look like something could lean into it and back in? So I have this same thing. I call them ambush huts that were on my property.
No.
And
No,
they came
it
out of
looked
nowhere.
more like
Go ahead.
looked like a symbol.
Oh,
More of a
Okay.
symbol.
Yeah.
But we've actually found glyphs. Look like glyphs, like sticks laying on the ground, and you would swear it's some kind of glyph that they left.
interesting.
All over that place.
Crosswise on the
Saturday.
ground, the way it's laying. And so those little slight things, you're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
Yes,
is
that
weird. And then when you put them all together, you're like,
We do have, I think we do some pictures of those sticks, some sticks stuck in the ground and stuff, but it's in
Now,
the footprints. So
when you
the
yeah, I'm
road
gonna
is
get to
not
those.
that impressive. Like we said, when you start to hear them,
Sorry. I want to 1 second. The sticks that you say again, there's a little delay, so I apologize to everybody. The sticks that you're talking about, are they like smaller sticks, like stuck in compost, stuck in dirt? Are they sticking straight up type of sticks? Is that what they are?
yeah, like small sticks, like
yeah,
small, like you'd use to start a fire with.
Well, okay.
And just stuck in the ground, and probably like a group of 8 of them.
yeah,
Yes. All right. So listen to this. So my property again. This is important because you're out in Massachusetts, Western Mass, and I'm down the South
Right.
Shore. Now this is important. I had the video of the knocks on the tree where it was beating on a tree. Out behind that camper there, I come out one day and was walking somewhere, and I look down and there's this little teeny stick. It was like let's see, like the body about as round as my pinky, which is probably bigger than most, but as a stick goes, you know what I mean? It was that thin. My ground is all compost. compost. I mean, you can jump up and down all you want. You're not going to leave a mark on it, okay? You could jab whatever you want into it. It's very hard to leave anything as a human more than an inch in there, half inch in, okay? It's compost, man. It's not going to hold nothing. I got pictures on my phone right now of a stick that thin, that skinny, stuck in the ground about that far. It's broken off from somewhere else because you could see it's broken off like a shard. So it's sharp, and then it's stuck in the ground. And it's sticking straight up, and it had two like little like a Y. And I have found now more than a dozen of those in my yard. I just put a video up on my TikTok of one that was stuck in the ground. It was much bigger, but if you went to move it, this thing was like 6 to 7 inches in the ground. So I'm looking up at a tree saying, there's no way it's going to fall from a tree. They're not 200-foot trees, man. You know what I mean? Like 40, 50-foot trees tops.
And like this thing is going to lay on the side. It's not.
More than likely, right? It's not going to stick 6 inches into compost, man. And if you're sitting there and if you don't have boots on the ground, you might not understand this. You know what I mean? But when you have boots on the ground, and you're out there working, you get that this is mind blowing as anything else. And when you pull it out, like I'm doing this, like pull the thing out. And what is the stick doing there? Like you had the what I'm saying is to tie you out in Western Mass and me down here in the South Shore. We're gonna go like this something. Sorry, I got to dance for a minute. I got to pleasure my ADD. I'll be right with you. Woo! No, so to have that in 2 different locations, and to kind of have the epiphany right here on my show, and go, wait a minute, that happened to me because I can't find anybody else that when I tell them, if they're not a Bigfoot hunter, of course, that's not one thing, or researcher, excuse me. That's not one thing I bring up. Hey, there's sticks sticking out of the compost because they just won't understand that. You know what I mean? It's all pine needles and leaves and things like that. It's not dirt or sand. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool to know that you have. How many of those have you found and far apart or not?
Watch that again.
What's that?
We found that what was the bush that you found that had a bunch of those sticks shoved in? The sticks were broken off and then they were kind of shoved inside the stump area. And again, it's not that impressive on its own, but it's weird.
Right. Yeah, right.
Well, and now like sticks all the game hole.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then you put your story together with my story now right here in front of everybody, and you go, oh, maybe we got something here. And how many other people that research Sasquatch or something, anybody that's out there listening or sees this video, send me a message, man. Is that something that happens in your area? Have you ever seen that before? I've had conversations with Dave McCullough about this. Yeah.
It's easy to overlook, too.
Like I say, the slightest little hints, like those little glyphs on the ground or a stick stuck in the ground, that means something to them. Right. I mean, I guarantee it's telling each other something,
And I truly believe, I'm reading the question, but I believe that they're active all night. I think they sleep all day and they're active at night. Based on the recordings that we've heard, I don't know what they do at night, but they're not.
They move around a lot.
They move around a lot.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that too. But my thing is this. I have a very small area. Your area is much more vast. Mine becomes a bottleneck for such a creature, okay? So I get to see a lot of things that other people don't see. Once I understood it, don't get me wrong. Once I understood what was happening in my life, I was like, let me kind of put this together and work it out. So they get bottlenecks. So I have activity during the day. The growl I got is during the day. The knocks I got is during the night. Now, this is my theory about the whole thing. And there's a very, obviously, I'm not even going to say the name, but there's researchers that are, let's say, people don't believe them, say, right? But they do have a couple of things. And one of them that they called was they have a setup kind of like military. So you have a watcher, and then everybody else rests and sleeps, and then he gets to sleep while the other ones go out.
That's
so
what I believe.
I believe it's all the time. And
I think your growl was a watcher.
Gotcha.
Your growl was a watcher.
Yeah, he was watching me all right, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would think.
Yeah, he was watching me, dude.
Yeah.
It was
probably the one sticking sticks in there. I mean,
right?
He says, I'm watching you.
Yeah. That's always confident, right? And you have to get to a fence. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that story too. Let me see, because I'm gonna pull up.
We see you.
Yeah, exactly. And when Mike Trainer gets here, we got Mike Trainer coming. Mike Trainer has it. Wojo, thank you for the question, man. Everybody, thank you for your questions. So make sure you keep them coming, man. Anything that comes here, we're not trying to convince anybody anything. We're just trying to tell you what we've been through as good, honest people. That
I'm just telling my experiences and what I believe.
Exactly. Oh, look who's here. I
I'm
just
not
said it.
Get anything out of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're not getting anything out of it. We love it now because it's exciting. And I was explaining to somebody, I don't know if anybody's been geocaching
I just want to
before.
share my experience with people. I mean, I think a lot of people are afraid to come out and tell them what their experiences are because they think they're going to think they're loony here. How many people? I don't give a shit anymore. I'm at the age I don't care. You know? What do you think of me?
No.
I don't care.
And I'm the same. I'm the same way. I don't, I kept things under my belt a lot because, I always got to consider my children. So I backed off of paranormal investigations because of ghosts and stuff. And Mike Trainer's backstage. I'm going to bring him up in a minute, but I backed off of that because I wasn't afraid of what they thought of me. I was afraid for my children. You know what I mean? And I was afraid I'd bring something home being a ghost too, right?
Right.
But even with this, I kind of kept it hush because my kids go to school in that town and things like that. So I wasn't worried about me. But now I'm like you said, you get to that age where and like I said, losing my son, I was just like, you know what? I don't care, man. I'm just going to tell it like it is. I'm not a liar. I'm not here to, I'm not asking you for $1 for every fact I tell you. I could care less. This is a passion of mine. Yeah, it's a passion of mine now. I love it. And you guys have the same passion I do. And Mike has the same passion as well. So what I'd like to do is bring Mike up.
It's an interesting story too, right? Even if it's not Bigfoot, there's something crazy going on in the woods. And even if it's people living out there, there's something going on in the woods. And I don't know why more people aren't interested in that, right?
No.
If it's people,
more interested in people pooping at the cemetery.
Oh my God. What the hell is going on over there? Must be a Western mass thing.
Right now, so.
It really is that something going on out there?
We got a serial share.
All right, humans, listen to me.
We got
Listen to me, humans. Listen to me, humans. Everybody calm down. Humans, do not poop in cemeteries. It's disrespectful and rude. I mean, come on, seriously? Do I have to tell you this? Grow up. Oh, Lord, man, this is crazy.
Right?
So I'm gonna bring Mike Trainer in right now, and we're gonna get to your sounds so everybody can start enjoying these. And I want to have plenty of time to discuss what went on at that moment. What was it a recorder left alone? Was the recorder in your hand? I want to discuss that. So we're gonna hear some sound. Everybody stay tuned. I got Mike Trainer coming in right now, and he's a great investigator, and he's very, very level-headed, and he has a lot of insight on animals and all their lives and all that stuff. So without further ado, Mr. Mike, are you ready? Wave to me if you're ready, Mike. There he is. He's ready. Here we go. Oof. Oh,
hey guys.
What's this? Oh, hang on. I gotta change the form. Oh, look at this. There we go. I like that setting. Everybody like that setting? Hi, Mike.
Hey, Rich. How's it going, man? Can you hear me?
Wally and Patti Burke up above you right now.
Sound good.
Awesome. Nice to meet you guys.
Yes. Sometimes, Mike, you got to get a microphone like mine and go check, radio check, 1, 2, 3. You know
yeah, man, Rich. I mean, you're the producer here. Let's get it rolling.
No, I'm not a producer. I have one.
No, you don't spit on it.
No, I don't. Look at bro. Look at this this thing keeps you from doing all that weird stuff.
Yeah, no, we're amateurs over here.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. You guys look far more experienced than I am. So hey, so I talk. Let's see the problem with poop. Come on, man. All right. Well, that just went south, didn't it? If it's in a corner somewhere away from people, respectfully, then fine. Yeah, I know. That's my buddy. Thank you, Donald, for all that intellect and insight. Oh man, it's crazy, right? So I got these slides that Bobby Lee set up for me. Mike, I got these slides that. I'm sorry. You okay? You good?
We're good. Yeah. I'm just.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I got you. Do your thing. So I got the slides that Bobby Lee set up. It's a kind of a new system I got going. You see my banner now down there, Mike?
Yes. I do. Looks good.
Isn't that cool? You like?
I like the intro as well. I've been following along since the beginning. So
nice. You like my dude back here?
Looks good, man.
Don't we look alike?
Yeah, I was gonna say you must be the inspiration.
Thank you, buddy. I just got to grow a beard like yours, bro. That's gonna be badass. So hey, so what the hell happened? Who took him out like that? Did you do that, Bobby Lee? No, she didn't. So listen, so I'm gonna try this new system. I'm gonna pull these up, and they're gonna be sounds. And me and Mike, we kind of reviewed them a little bit and talked about them, right? So, I just want to kind of discuss them and get a good insight on where they were at, and you know what because me and Mike were kind of talking. I'm like, I don't know if they were standing there, or if they was hanging in a tree. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. And so everybody get ready. We're gonna listen to some sounds and stuff. All right. So let's check it out. Let's come up with theories together, man. If you're in the audience and you go, hey, that sounds like a Western Diamondback rattlesnake dog. I don't care. Say whatever you want, man. You know what I mean? So have fun with it. All right. So here we go. We're gonna bring that up. Where we at? Oh, big tree. Listen. All right. So that's the first one, right? Bobby Lee, you got these labeled per one, so I can stop at each label I see. Thank you very much, producer ma'am. I said ma'am with an M. J-Bo has arrived. Hang on a minute. Sorry, guys. This young man.
So
that's my nephew right here. Hang on one second. Thank you for your service, young man. It's good to have you here with everybody. Everybody say hi to J-Bo. Love you, buddy. So tell me about that sound we just heard with the break and stuff that you had.
Hey,
right?
J-Bo.
Where did that come from?
That was one of the recorders that we had left out that was one of the recorders we left out off the trail. We were probably about a half a mile off into like a big wood pile. We actually put that near the wood pile. We just hung it up. And that was one of the 3-day recorders we left out. So I don't know what's making that noise. I don't know if it's bear, I don't think it's raccoon. And they were fairly big stick breaks.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was just something interesting, something big.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can play it again.
This was November, so it could. I don't know if the bear are hibernating. Okay. The interesting thing is that when when we were sitting in the truck, we could hear that across the power line all night. We could physically hear stuff like that with our ears. So that's why we were sure something was over there, obviously.
So
we thought the bears would be hibernating by late November. So I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Mike, what do you feel about that?
We would hear that noise. That's why we went up and put the recorders.
There's a delay in sound, Mike. I don't know if you caught on to that yet, so I apologize. I don't mean to stomp on anybody, but it's hard for me to pick up. But what do you feel as far as like? I mean, when you hear something like that, I mean, I guess bears are known to do that, right? I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of that one pop, which I found interesting, almost as if it was like wood on wood or a mouth pop kind of sound. It was very clear and distinct. I don't know if you picked that one up.
I did that last, kind of the loudest part of it where it is abrupt, right? Is that what you're talking
about?
Right,
it's like a higher pitch pop kind of noise.
So,
which kind of
like a hard snap.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Like it sounds like that's the thing that's unique about it, and because a bear
it's almost like you get in physically
exactly. Right, a bear can stomp
or
around.
Maybe he itches back and back into a branch. Right.
Right, and break open logs. We've heard that, to get the grubs, etc.
Sure.
That's pretty impressive when you hear a bear.
But that was pretty hard. That was a pretty hard.
Yeah,
and this is not unusual for that area. I hear that stuff. I mean, of all the hours recording
that is such a delay. I had something very similar that happened to me. So when I was in my yard working one day, that's when I heard that big loud. That's when I got the growl. I heard a snap first. And what we're all trying to say, I think, collaboratively, is that it's the sound of the instantaneous strength that can break something that's big enough to make that sound. Is that correct? Does everybody agree with that?
Oh yeah.
So that's what happened to me. It was like one loud like this, and the tree was this big around, and then that's when I held out my phone and said, "Come on, where you at?" And that's when it growled at me. So when you put that all into context, and not just hear me going, "Hey, where are you at?" and hear a growl. You put it in with a story, right? That's when it starts to mean something. That's when you start to see something, a bigger picture. So, to be honest with you, it sounded like something fresh breaking too. And I think a lot of like I said, I don't know a lot about bears. I don't claim to know a lot about bears. You know what I mean? But wild animals don't. It sounds like there's a thought process involved. Like, oh, I got it. I'm good. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
Nothing normally breaks things to make it something in the woods. I mean,
yeah, right.
I mean, unless you're a predator, you don't go around breaking the woods.
No, right. It would stomp through something and then like pass through it. It just doesn't sound like that's the case there. Would you agree with that, Mike?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to move on to the this one's called Big Tree.
Yeah, I think, like you say too. I mean, like you say, they're pronouncing their strength.
Oh,
I mean, you hear that noise.
I agree with that 100%. I got this one here. It's going to be called Break and Weird Noise. Break and Weird Noise. That's right, Jim. Break and Weird Noise coming up. Yeah, I heard that right there.
Is that a bot?
All right. So that's interesting, that last pot that Mike, you obviously heard that.
Yeah, that sounds like definitely like a vocal, right?
A vocal of some kind. And I
like
looped it in my ear really close. I couldn't make out what it would be, you know what I mean?
Like a cackle, sound like a cackle or a laugh of some sort to me, but
right, I'm gonna listen to it again. You ready?
Stick.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to the stick breaks. Hang on 1 second. Oh, come on, Richard. Breaking wind. There we go. Yeah, you hear that? Dude, that is weird, man.
Oh,
yeah. I don't even know what to suggest.
Yeah, there's only a cackle or a.
Yeah. Especially with all the other stomping around and
that was one of the ones we left out. And
yeah. And then added in.
Right, I don't think I've ever heard that.
You did?
I remember the breaking, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. Huh.
Yes,
No,
Mike was saying.
I was going with the stick breaking.
Yeah, and Mike was saying that the combination of them two. Go ahead, Mike. That's what you were saying, right?
Right. The noise, which obviously is a vocal, like something vocalizing, of combined with like obviously a tree knock and smashing of sticks, right? Kind of limits what that could be.
Right. Yeah, all right. So here's this one. I got my banner across. Approximately how large were these branches that were snapped?
This was an area that we walked through.
Yep. Go ahead.
Well,
I wish I could communicate that with them.
Quarters up there, so we never really. We walked around looking. We wouldn't know that until we moved the recorders and followed and checked our recorders. We wouldn't know to go back and look at the sticks.
But I'm going to tell you,
we never found them.
There's an area where we walked. Now we walked in to put the recorders in, and when we were coming back down the hill, something had left a very large branch across the trail that was not there. When we went. And that was going to be probably 2 inches in diameter. Which
yikes!
Could have been one of the sticks that was broken off.
But the recorder wasn't out yet when that thing got broken off and left on the trail. We were leaving it to leave it up there for the.
That's right. We went out there and we came back.
Yeah.
And it was blocked.
Now, what would do that? Right?
Well, I've dealt with a lot of that stuff, like changing my game trail and stuff. So you're saying actually on your actual hike, you walked up free and clear. You come back down, and now the path has got a log on it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that. You know what I say to that? Is just yikes. I say yikes
within
to that.
20 minutes.
Just yikes. Wow, that's awesome.
So
you were
us
that's
too.
no,
about it after, you're like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't think about it then. You think it's just a tree fell and put it, but then
it was definitely across the path. We had some, and we didn't hear it fall. We went that far up.
no, there were nothing around it where it would
But
have
that's
fallen
the
from.
area where we heard that we had those breaks. You know,
I think that's
you put it all
awesome.
together. Right? Again, one thing is a coincidence, another's a coincidence.
And it brings up more questions.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it
Yeah.
seems like, listen,
Well, I don't know how
so-
we go 6 wire, but I'm going to guess, an inch.
an inch or so. So our sound is off with you guys. So what I'm going to do is just kind of hold up my hand when I have a question, because
Yeah.
I definitely have questions, because, I've been in this situation where, they have changed my game trail. I spoke about that on my last show. So it's not it's not out of the like, oh my God, that's weird, I've never heard of that before, because I've heard similar activities. That close to me is a yikes, because it sounds like somebody's watching you, right? So Mike, you've come across that trail change type of thing like we've discussed before on in our adventures?
Right.
I don't think I have personally, but I've obviously heard a lot about it when you see like passive aggressive things that they do to alert you that something is not welcoming you there for whatever reason. Because I think they're smart enough
That's
to
a great
know
way to
that.
put it.
Yeah, they're smart enough to know that we'll pick up on small things like that, and I think they think we're smarter than we are. To be honest.
Yeah.
So
it's a clear message. I mean, to me, that's a clear message. That's what I've dealt with in the past. And to answer the other part, like Donnie had asked about how big the branches were, the one that I have pictures of it, and even like a video kind of walking around the break. And it was a fresh like oak tree, maybe an elm, I can't remember, but it was about that fat around, and you see how fresh it was, and that was yanked with one pull. I heard that as plain as day within a football field from me. So, and there's nothing out there. Mike's been there. It goes on and on and on and on. It's like a little over a mile to the Taunton River. So when I heard that break, I knew obviously it wasn't, say like a bear, right? We want to have the conversation about a bear. At the time, the bears weren't really famous or infamous in my area. Now they are, right? But, and they're limited, right? But it wasn't like, like back in, it was one pull, man. There was no pre-squeaking. There was no after squeaking. This thing was yanked and snapped. That's it. It went right through your body like that. And it stood me straight up. And I went like this. And when that happens to you, man, you realize the strength. And I got to say that tree's probably, the circumference of it, if you wrapped a little, measuring tape around it, probably 8 inches easily. And I've never seen anything like that. And that's when I got that growl. So there's definitely a message, to be being sent. I have joining late. Oh yeah. Hanging with Hodge. What's up, bro? I'm going to pop up another question. So here we are. We're back to the trail cams. And as we said before, Jeff, what's up, Jeff? Tell the boys I said hello and I love them. So back to the trail cam. So we have a theory, and a lot of us, I think, agree on this, is that the lights, is like a beacon, basically. If you're an infrared type of creature, I think there's some kind of frequency. I think there's some kind of light. There's something that they see that we don't infrared-wise. So I've had experiences with trail cameras where I found questionable things on them as if they were trying to set them off. So I wholeheartedly believe in that theory that the trail cams are tough to get things on. I love the digital recorder because the digital recorder is not running until it hears a noise. Then it picks up the noise and shuts back down.
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
Yeah, so the digital recorders are huge. You know what I mean?
I think they know they're there because they can see.
Well, my question, going back, Wally, my question was, when you had the digital recorder hanging, right? You had the digital recorder hanging, and something threw rocks down the path. You said, I wonder if they know something's there. They're trying to see if the little red light will come on, picking up the noise. Right?
Over the light, we tried to really even hide the light.
Yeah.
It doesn't show a little red light when it picks something up. Yeah. No, I got you. I'm gonna go on to this one because I want to get. Let me know when we get near the truck. Right? What's the name of the truck one? Do you remember, Patti? Here we go. I got some more sound.
6th row.
stick throw. Okay, I'll know that when I get there. I can hear that. Oh, that's crazy, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that was on the power line.
Yeah, so are you there during that time with the rock clacking thing? And is that
No, that was
overnight
on the
type of
pipeline.
setup? Okay.
That's an overnight.
That's an overnight.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the
Gotcha.
part where I think they did some construction on the power line, so there was a bank of like gravel, large gravel, the bigger than a pea stone.
Yep.
And we think that's what it was. We also think that when we talked about the hill, there's definitely rocks up there, but that was an overnight recorder that picked up the rock
And
clacking.
I've done the rock clacking. I've done rock clacking myself, and Mike
We've
has been
heard it off in the distance
witness to it.
before, but
Yep. Mike, do
sorry,
you know?
picking up.
No, that's okay. No, the rock clacking, Mike. Have you heard that
Yeah.
yourself, or just a
We were-
theory?
Sorry.
No, I haven't, but many have.
Yeah.
It's something they do. Someone actually suggested maybe it was them cracking their knuckles or whatever, but they're making noise in one way or another that sounds like rock clacking.
I've heard that before. It's kind of a silly one,
Yeah,
but
it could
I'm not
be.
buying that. What's that, Patty?
You know who has a lot of good rock clacking audio is Christopher Noel. He's got a lot of rock clacking, and I think he even had intelligent rock clacking back to his questions and stuff. I don't know if you ever watched any of Christopher Noel's stuff up in Vermont, but he's got a lot of rock clacking videos.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like some of his stuff as well.
Before you play this one, we got to tell you a story. So
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, he's really big into the linking it with the autistic kids, right? The autism and the
Right. Makes sense.
forms.
And what's the story about this one here?
All right, before you play this one, Rich, we got to tell
go
you a
ahead.
story. So in the in the photographs that we sent, we went up to McCabe Forest, which is up in like southern New Hampshire. We went up with Hiker Dave, New England. He's a great guy. Go check his channel out. He's doing some great stuff.
Yeah, Hiker Dave.
We found a footprint up there. So you can see a picture of the footprint in the mud, and you can see, I think it's Wally's comparison. So we decided that we were going to go up in the middle of the night instead of hill in the pitch dark. And we're up there with Hiker Dave, New England, and all of a sudden we heard this scream right behind us.
Oh,
And
It was only about probably 20 feet from us.
yeah, 2 in the
Right behind
morning.
us, 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning, pitch black. We might have had a couple fireballs.
Yeah, you gotta have
It
fireballs.
scared
Else you see shit
us to
better.
death. Especially being out in the middle of the woods.
Talk about sitting in a cemetery.
Yeah, talk about shit.
It helps.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does help. And I'm wondering, this is kind of a cool question. Before we go on to the recording, I want to go to this question here that Steve has. I wonder if they're like using Morse code. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of neat. I believe it's some form of communication. It's not like they have to break a shell to eat the clam inside and use a rock to do it. I'm sure they can just crush it if they needed to. Maybe that's
It
somewhat
might
of what they
travel
use.
further than voice.
Right.
I mean, clacking does travel pretty far.
It
Yeah.
does travel pretty far.
You
So
can always hear an echo.
Yeah, I've
Hear an
done
echo
it a
from
bunch.
rock clack.
Yep. I thought that was a great question. So
and maybe
I'm
it
gonna,
means something different than a rock.
yeah. I agree. I think it's all forms of communication. So I think that's a great question. So I'm going to go on now to Screen Bank. That's what it's called, correct? All right. Let's see. Screen Bank coming in.
Yeah, that is
coming in
Steve
hot.
Bark, but yeah, this is just for fun. So we were up there
Oh,
on
is
the
that-
hill in the middle of the night.
Oh, I see it. All right. I'm going to play right now.
There might be some for profanity. This might not be rated G.
Where'd that go?
Oh.
Was that the right one?
Yeah. I think it got edited, but
Oh. Oh.
so we're not.
Oh. Did you hear that, Mike?
That's us, but. Well, that was us barking back, but that was definitely a fisher cat or a fox or something that was screaming at us on the hill.
Okay, right. That's what I was thinking. Maybe.
Yeah.
That?
In the middle of the night. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
What?
It was
That's
an animal,
weird
but it was
sound.
just funny because it scared us to death.
Scared the hell out of you, right?
That was my
What's this?
brother. That was Wally.
Yeah. I saw
So what's
Yeah,
what's
full
the,
disclosure, that was my brother.
what's the stick
Tried to
throw?
push it down the hill.
Oh, this delay's killing me. Let me see. Stick throw.
Oh, okay. This is when. All right. Should we tell
Stick
the
throw.
story of the truck?
Is this the one with the truck?
This is the truck. So
Alright.
we would go out there. We would sit in the truck at 2 a.m. out there, and
Yep.
one night we heard something break a branch, and it came flying sideways and hit the back of the truck. And when I enhance this video, you can actually hear it snap the stick from something and then grunt as it throws it. You really need to make it really loud to hear that. But
Yeah.
what you might hear is us then whispering afterwards, like, well, like he says,
She
don't.
rolled her window
He
up.
goes,
She
"Well, keep
rolled
your
her window up.
He goes, keep your window down. I'm like, no fucking way. And then, yeah, you can hear us talking
Yeah, because
about how
the
it's
window's gonna keep
sideways.
you safe.
Oh,
The window. It's gonna save your life. That window. He ain't
Yeah,
gonna. You can't
right.
smash in there. Come on
he's
now,
like, you
right?
rolled it up. I'm like, of course I rolled it up.
What's that, bro? All right, you ready? Here we go.
Yeah. I can't
gonna
believe
play
we
it
didn't
right
freak
now.
out. I mean, but this thing came.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Here we
Okay.
go. Bobby, is that up? I can't hear anything. Oh.
There's a lot of nothing for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I was in the right place.
That's us in the truck. Yeah.
Where's it at?
Kind of long.
Right.
I think it starts at like a minute. I don't know how close you are, but that's when a minute in.
I think I got it. Hang on, stand by. Bear with me. I'm playing with new toys here.
So a minute in is when it actually breaks and then hits the truck, and then we
Maybe I
talk
heard it.
about it,
Yeah. Maybe you heard it, but it wasn't a lot.
which is definitely better with your.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's what it is what we did was when we put this together, it's one streamline, and I have to stop and go with it. So I'm just getting used to the new stuff. Trying to enhance it. That's all. Or make it get that. See, I hear something there.
So we were actually in the truck, and the recorder was sitting on the roof of the truck. If that helps. So
Yeah.
we just had the recorder sitting on the roof, recording everything that was going on.
Yeah, it wasn't one we had on the.
Yeah. Luckily, we had it
And
on
where's-
the roof.
Oh, I see here. All right. So, and then the next one, nope, it's still the same one. So it must be a long time in there. Okay.
Yeah, it's a minute in is when you hear it. It's just literally a minute in is when you hear it break.
Our editing's.
Well,
No, I should have
bad
timestamped
editor.
it. No. That's on me. I should have timestamped this, so I could have let Bobby Lee know when the sound came on the recording because we have it all blended into one reel. So each one is their own sound, but on the same reel. That's on me.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's on me. So bear with me, everybody. I'm still trying to figure this out. But I love the theory of just sitting out there and listening. Dave McCullough loves that stuff. He loves to just go sit by a fire or something and chill out and just listen. And me and Mike, we talked about that in our first show. We just sat there and listened, and I swear I heard something just step and break a big stick. Oh, here's something coming now. Oh.
And you can hear the grunt too. Sounds like.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, they break some big things out there.
Yeah. Oh, tree knocks. Love it. I heard the big break, and then I heard the tree knocks, like 2 of them. I think that's great, man. This
the big break.
This is why I'm excited about this technique and really kind of saturating the area that you have activity and that you kind of hang. Yeah, you hang up the recorders like you're saying, man. You get like 20 of them and just place them within a mile circle, man. You might get some serious evidence, serious action. Because to me, again, that's unexplainable in a sense where people are like, oh, what's that sound? It sounds like something just breaking in the woods, but it has intelligence behind it. Would you agree, Michael, with that sound?
Yeah, certainly the knocks and things like that.
Yeah, but the breaking, breaking
definitely
followed by the knocks, kind of together. You know what I'm saying?
Or something that's walking around, not huge, not caring about what kind of noise it makes, but it could be intentional or passive.
Yeah, right. Here's a question for you guys. So it seems kind of like silly, but it isn't. Has there been reports of Sasquatch near the ocean?
Remember,
Michael?
Oh yeah, Mike? Many.
Yeah. Do you have an idea? A story as far as like an ocean type?
Well, around here, I mean, there's, I'd have to refer to like Tom Seward in Sasquatch, Canada, and he just takes a lot of reports of Sasquatch hunting for like shellfish on the beaches. Like majority of the reports taken from that region are them seen at night on the beaches.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why they are so prominent down this way too, is because they have access to that kind of those resources year round, really.
And I think the follow up of that, Matt Moniz's area would be absolutely killer for that, because those are all inlets and kind of.
We also follow around.
Say again. Good thing.
We follow Brown Dwarf, who's friends with Bobo, and he's up in Oregon or Northern California, and he finds a lot of on the beach, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you search his YouTube channel, Brown Dwarf, he shows a lot of beach stuff.
Really interesting. So that it kind of stuck out, Yeah, I know Sean lives down by the ocean, so yeah. I mean, you never, in that area, it's kind of tough because the beach is kind of cordoned off by houses. You know what I mean? So for me, I like maybe a marshy kind of inlet or something where they can kind of get in and get out and get different types of food and resources. It's an interesting question, so I appreciate that question. Yeah,
Rich, yeah, you're on it. The estuaries and where the rivers, where the mouths of the rivers meet the oceans and the bays is where you'll find them the most, right? Because then you have migratory fish, and upland river you have freshwater resources as well.
Even back to what they eat, salmon.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, crabs. I mean, go flip a rock down here in Bristol, Rhode Island, and you could have 100 crabs in 2 handfuls. It's kind of crazy. So.
That's awesome. I think that's a great question. And thanks, Sean. Yeah, I'm gonna go on the next one. There's a tree break here. Is that the same one? No, that ain't the same one I was on. Hang on, let's go on the next. I thank you guys for answering that, because even I, as an investigator, I've been kind of landlocked a bit, but I haven't really wandered towards the ocean, even though it's all around me from where I live. but I've never really put that together that that's where I want to go to find a Sasquatch. But
that's why they're here, Rich.
Yeah, he lives right. He lives
Because,
there, and it makes sense.
We're on a peninsula, really, if you think about it. So
we are. Yeah, we are. Absolutely. we break off from America, really. It's kind of cool. All right, cool. Let's go on to this one. Going. Yeah, I heard that. So let me. I want to ask, what time of night is that? Is that an overnight recorder?
Yeah, that was a perfect time. Yeah, that's an overnighter. Any timestamp that? Like,
yeah, usually 11 to like 4 in the morning. We get the most activity. I don't know, look it up, but I don't know what time that was. But that was the most activity, definitely. So we heard stuff when we were setting the recordings up at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, which it was still late summer, so it was light out.
Yeah, it was still light out,
and
we
we would
still
get
hear something.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's hard to say like when they're the most active.
Well, for me, the tree knock.
I don't remember what this is.
The tree knock and the experience that I had with the tree knocks, and communications I've had with the tree knocks. Specifically, it's the one tree knock I find to be the most popular that I get responses with. When Dave McCullough and I and another investigator were out in the woods and we heard the Sierra Sounds, I told you about that earlier, and it was a clear communication. It ended with one tree knock. When I was in my yard, I'd go out there to get their attention, and I'd hit the tree one time, and a lot of times I'd get a reply. But if I was out there just beating on a tree like the one did at my house, I wouldn't really get a reply. And it's almost like some kind of a warning or, hey, where you at? You know what I mean? So you just follow the sound. Now imagine this, right? Let's imagine this for a minute. Like, Steve brought up I call him Wojo, by the way. Brought up earlier about the Morse code, right? Now imagine this. It's a lot easier for me, kind of like Marco Polo, right? You're out in the woods and you're like, boom, like where you at? And then you hit, your buddy goes, boom, and you kind of pick up where he is and you move a little towards him, right? You go up to those 20, 30 feet and you hit it again, boom, right? And then he comes closer to you. So if you're just sitting there beating on trees, he's going to be like, what the heck? Where is he? Where'd he go? You know what I mean? So the form of communication is mind-blowing. So I got a question for my audience. Did you guys all hear that knock clearly? And what kind of an explanation would you have for hearing that out there? Now imagine, how far out are you guys? A mile, half a mile, 3/4? Like how far out is that recorder from people?
Yeah, a mile, easy, maybe 2.
Mile.
Yeah, so a mile away from everybody. Yeah, a mile or 2 away from everybody. 11 o'clock at night out in the woods. So you have to now go to, I doubt it's people, right? Because if it's a dude drunk out there by a campfire somewhere in the middle of nowhere, he's probably not just going to hit a tree one time. That doesn't make sense for a human to think like that. And if it's another form of animal, what is he knocking with? What is he picking something up with his mouth and slamming up against it? Like, you have to now try to scientifically break this down and back it up, man. What made that sound? And how did that sound get made? And when you're out there researching crypto, nobody knows crypto that nobody knows, or we don't have evidence of. Let's just say that in a sense. And makes that sound. Now you in the audience, now if everybody heard that loud and clear, let's break that down in your brain now. So you're 1.5 miles to 2 miles out in the middle of nowhere. It's 11 o'clock at night in the woods, right? And you hear one tree knock. All right, woodpeckers don't knock once, right? What was that other one? The Milkman too. He don't knock once. What was that movie? Yeah, but so you have to ask yourself that, right? So
there's a postman.
There's a postman, milkman. I don't know, whatever that movie was. But Mike, have you ever heard a tree knock too? Because I know you are very. I don't know, the way I categorize you, you're like you can kind of explain a lot of things away, and you're okay with that. You know what I mean? Which is awesome because you keep the crew kind of grounded in that sense. But you do have your own theories, and you have common sense and things like that you put together with your intellect and kind of come up with the same types of theories, right? Have you heard tree knocks? Have you communicated with a tree knock? I have. That's why I'm asking.
Right. I mean, I don't doubt that they do tree knocks and things like that. I may have, like a friend and I may have, or, on a couple occasions, but who knows, right? They weren't really in necessary areas where there couldn't have been other people playing back or whatever. But at least on one occasion, there was, 1 for 1, 2 for 2 kind of knock situation. But I mean, there's only 2 things that are going to do, repetitive tree knocks, and that's humans or Sasquatch probably.
Right. And that's how I feel too. And Sean says too, also, let me pull it up. Could be a branch snapping off. So that's great. And I love rebuttals. That's awesome. But my theory is it's a totally different sound for me. Even with one pull, it sounds completely different. Right. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, and some of these actually sound like they could be specifically mouth pops, as opposed to tree knocks, because obviously they're not always carrying around sticks, but these have a pitch that, sorry to take your thunder, Rich, but these kind of have a pitch that sounds like it could just be more vocally based.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. No, I'm glad you said it, because it's the same thing with the Sierra Sounds. I go back to that again at the end of it. When I heard it was a conversation. I heard verbalization. I know what I heard. I know what David from Squatchachusetts heard, and I know what the other investigator heard, and I know we were all frozen. All our stuff was packed up, and we were headed out of the woods, man. And I know what I heard, and it was clear. It was, and they were like, it was a vocalization. It was a conversation, some form of communication from someone. I'm telling you, this is what I heard, and I don't care, man. I was standing there with my mouth on the ground, and when they got done, there was that tree knock sound. And I said, what are the chances they have this? Because I had to go buy, it's like a 1970-something Jim Rice mini bat. And it's like made out of real ash or something, right? And that's what I had to go buy. What are the chances they have something similar to that, to where they're just walking around perfectly hitting the perfect oak tree or elm tree and not a pine tree, right? So the mouth pop, as you said, is a great theory, right? So everything they do, if they do exist, and that's the way the case is, right? No, that's if that's the case, right? Think of their lungs are so much bigger, right? Think of that. So you could and their mouths are so much bigger, their tracheas are so much bigger. If indeed this is what we believe is happening, right? It's going to sound completely different than when we do it with smaller tracheas and blah blah blah, right? That's the way I say it. So I think it could be a combination of both. I don't know. You know what I mean? Let me what's this?
It's definitely like those combined with all the smashing and stuff. Suggests that it's definitely Sasquatch.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think again the context and bringing it all together, right? What else do we have? Do we have? Oh, is that those squawk? Is that a different one? Yeah, because we went tree knock and now we're on weird squawk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, we weren't sure what this is.
Go.
Yep.
Is that at the beginning?
Mm-hmm. The first thing I
Something
think.
hollering.
Let me see. I want to hear it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, it could be an animal.
All right, so that's interesting, because you know what happens when you get that high pitch. You can go. I wouldn't go to a coyote or anything. You could go back to the fisher cat, because it's not. Is it guttural to you, Mike?
No, it doesn't sound guttural.
Right. So have you ever heard that before? That type of sound?
No, I was thinking maybe
What would you say?
Bird or some sort. But I don't know. It could be. I'm not familiar enough with it,
Right, and no matter what it is, and this is the beautiful part about this, if you remain open-minded, and again, you don't jump at everything, yelling Bigfoot, you can actually learn a lot of things. So for instance, if you hear this sound, and this sound comes up over and over again, you know what I mean? and you hear it somewhere else or someone else hears it or whatever the case might be, and then you go, oh, that's what that is. You might find out maybe it's a seagull. You know what I mean? You don't know. But you have to do your research. A turkey, like Sean suggests a turkey. Okay, sure. That could be a turkey right up in a tree. Like some of them roost at the bottom of trees, things like that. But if you're not out there with boots on the ground doing this stuff,
And I guess we also
Go ahead.
Right?
exactly. Like we don't know how like a deer yelling sounds. We've never heard that make
Right.
noises.
Have you ever heard
And
that?
unless
Mike?
you hear it on the tape, this could be a deer.
Right.
Um,
Right. Yeah. Have you ever heard a deer
so
yell?
like you
Anybody
said,
heard a
boots on
deer
the
yell?
ground.
Definitely, it's still good to consider all these noises though, because and catalog them, because you never know what will,
Well-
if they'll ever become useful or what we could use them, and compare them in the future to other noises.
Yeah, I think. See, that's why I love having you around, because you put it in wording perfectly, like to counter, log it, so and that's
Right.
kind of what I was saying with with my thinking. But as a counter log, yeah, that's right. You write that down, or you document it, and then compare it at a later date. And now you're learning something. Now you're narrowing things down, and that's why I always explain to people that I look at it and I explain it backwards, so I get to a point where I
we
can
hear these things
no
out
longer
there
explain
again.
it. What's that?
Right, exactly, Walter. Yeah.
Are you hearing him on time, Mike?
I don't know. I responded on time, but
That was really good. Yeah. I'm like, what? I didn't think it was me because I was having trouble when it was just us and them. But
I think they're hearing us later, Rich.
oh, okay, gotcha. It's backwards. Gotcha.
Yeah.
We might be.
It's it's counterlogged. That's what you're saying, right? We're counterlogging this stuff. Awesome, man. Yeah. It is off a little bit. Okay, thanks, Sean. Sean's running the show tonight. That's right, Jim. I got my new co-host over here, Sean Hillstone from Marshfield, Massachusetts, down by the ocean. Thank you, Sean. Sorry, I'm off a little bit, too. I'll be all right. Let's go on. I don't think there's any more on this one. Let me run this one out and see, and then I'm going to jump to the next one. Oh, is that another wood now? Nope, I didn't hear that. All right, so let's do that. Okay, cool. So that's the sounds, and then we have. Hang on, I'm still learning, everybody. Bear with me. I'm gonna have to call Bobby Lee on this one. Hang on. Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. Whoa, here we go. Now, Mike, you've looked at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've casted footprints, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So I zoomed in on this, and I think we had a different perspective.
We have not.
We're just slightly off.
Never have.
You haven't zoomed in on that?
We've never
Okay.
casted.
Oh, casted. Yeah. Well,
We've never
we're gonna-
casted. But
Gotcha.
Yeah, no.
So, Mike, you've casted
we
before.
zoomed in
Now,
on
everybody,
this.
now you've casted before, right, Mike?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, and you've casted for different groups like Dave or whatever. You guys communicate when that happens, type of thing. And we've casted, but we don't want to talk about that again tonight.
Hoax.
But all right, so real quick,
It's definitely a
so I can never get enough of this story, and I'm going to bury my face in the microphone because it's a completely ridiculous story. This man called us out to this place, and we casted these things in the dirt.
I've got
and we
prints of my duck ponds, he says.
Yeah, he prints in my duck pond, and we go over and look at it, and we look to the right, and he's wearing the boots that we just casted in the dirt. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my introduction into casting. It was awesome, but we had a good laugh about it. We had a good laugh about it, and I thanked you for teaching me. And I can go out back right now and pull them out of that tote you gave me. They're still in there because I will not give up my first cast.
You might need those for. They may come in handy on a crime scene or something, Rich. At some point.
Like this guy did it.
Yeah, right.
So what we're looking at here, if you could somehow zoom, I can't really zoom in here. Oh, sorry, my bad. Well, I'm seeing, you know, I can see heels, and when I move it in and look real close, I actually see toe with wall pressure. That's what I call it. So to me, yeah. Thank you, Bobby Lee, for that. But even if you personally can kind of I took a picture on my phone and then I enlarged it with my thumb and finger and really got in close, and I could see it. I see it though from where the heel is, where the toes are headed in that direction, and where where the human toes are, I assume that's you, Wally, is the heel section of it. You know what I mean? That's what I see it at. Am I seeing that correct?
This way.
You can back that down.
Yeah.
Can you
I
make
thought the
that
toes
smaller
where
so I can
his
Toes are.
Am I seeing it backwards, you think?
I see it going the other way.
Yeah, could be going the other way. Now this was December, early December.
Yeah,
In a
early
little
December, yeah.
tiny state park in New Hampshire. This thing had to be 12 acres. It was small.
Yeah, the Cape Forest.
That's when we heard that crazy scream when we were up there drinking Fireball on the hill. The reason we went out there is because we found this footprint.
Right.
But it was
I love the Fireball reference. I love the Fireball reference. We have the Fireballers out here getting hammered up and recording sounds in the middle of the night out in the woods. It's kind of
Fireball.
Be a Bigfoot. I think that's
It was
freaking
so
awesome.
small. We didn't
Wow.
expect anything. We were really out there to get to know Buddy.
What it was small.
No, I
It was
think
very
I,
small, that place.
area,
Yeah,
but, you know.
Who's running around barefoot out there, though?
yeah, December. Yeah.
Right. And I don't think
Yeah.
size
Yeah, so I've had
matters.
incidents.
Yeah, in December. I could see if it was the summer, some crazy kid.
It's not true, Michael.
Oh. I mean, at least with a Sasquatch, they can fit anywhere. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I love it. All right, we're going off the rails again over here at Banter with Richie B. Everybody hold on and send your kids to bed, please.
A little bit.
Oh, my God. That's great. That is great stuff. So, yeah, so I see the toes facing the heel. That's how I see it. I see the heel down the other end. I'm going to go back and enlarge it again after we get off the show and kind of rethink that. But either way, I think there's something there. And it Mike, I think Mike, how did you feel? I don't want to speak to you, Mike. So what with the discussion we had, just what do you think?
Yeah, it's tough to say because I'm seeing some like definite what could be considered toe impressions on either end, I think. So I don't know if it's like a composition of different footprints, but there's a large enough area where like maybe something stepped one way and then another direction. But I mean the area that's compressed is enough to suggest that's probably a big foot, like a large foot, if you will.
I got you. All right. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I'll have Aiden.
Hey, I mean, it could be a double. It could be a double the bear print too, right? When they step in, I mean, to be honest, it could be a bear.
Potentially, because
But
it does.
again, it
The
was
toes do look
summer.
to appear to be rounded. Like there's nothing that suggests.
I mean,
a
I've
major
seen
big toe. But,
I mean, I'm not always everything's Bigfoot because, like, I've seen
Mhm.
beaver tracks that are huge. And
oh
they
yeah,
look ridiculous. Like you think it was an alien, but it wasn't. It was a beaver
Yeah.
track.
I saw otter tracks once. They had to be 6 or 7 inches long. It was crazy.
So is
Really?
there? But is
And
there
they're crazy
claw
looking.
marks? Is there claw
Yeah.
marks in this? You seen claw marks?
Me personally, no.
Oh, you're right. Not
Right.
on this.
No.
Yeah.
No, there's to me there's no claw marks. They're rounded off. When I enlarged them, they were rounded off.
Mhm. Yeah,
In a
we're not.
sense,
Right.
no claws.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
Yeah. So I don't see the claws, man. I don't see that. I see as if I'm walking through the woods, barefoot or naked or whatever. Don't ask questions, right? So yeah, that's kind of what I see. You know what I mean? I don't see it like a claw. Or I do see like a double print of sorts. I do see what you're seeing in that sense, but there are toes there, man, and there is
Yeah.
a heel set up. So
Right,
I
as
mean-
long as it's not deer hooves that have also stepped in the area. But like we talked about, Rich, this one stick that goes
And there
across
was
definitely
crazy-
was pressed down.
wait, yeah. Say that again, Mike.
What about the stick?
Yes, please.
That like the stick has clearly, like I think I could see below the stick where it has been pressed into the dirt. The stick that goes across the
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because I have another print from Rhode Island that shows that exact same
Oh.
thing where
I see the line, dude. I see the line right there, bro. I can actually see the bend in the stick and then the line going across up by that brighter leaf, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so that tells me that like it wasn't just
We never
deer
saw
stalking
that.
around here and there or whatever, but
Oh, dude.
and part
Yeah,
of it you
'cause-
can do
That's why
like
it's
if
cool
you can
sharing
invert the picture and stuff.
So, you know,
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, Mike. Say that one more time.
There
Hang on
were
one.
tree structures up here. that
Oh,
were
there were.
really
Okay.
cool.
I want to get to the area in a minute, but I want Mike. What did you?
I think you have
What's the
pictures.
last statement you just said, Mike? What was the last thing you said, Mike?
I don't remember, dude. But
I
dude,
didn't
what-
see you
what-
take a
what-
trip up.
you know me, man.
I
What-
didn't
what-
see. I knew that was gonna happen. I didn't see you take a trip outside, bro. What's up?
dude, what was it?
But I see
Was
what
it
you're
about
saying.
the deer hooves potentially or whatever?
Yeah, I think the deer hose. Yeah, because they had to come across the whole stick, right? I mean, the width, kind of.
Yeah, like I don't think a deer would. I don't know. It's it's all circumstantial.
Yeah, I think
But,
that's awesome.
But I mean, in the future, casting this would be great. Obviously, and we can.
Yeah. Yep.
Would be great to get together. Would you could just get out there and do some casting or whatever.
Well, that's what I
This
told
was the same
them.
area.
Yeah.
This is the same area that all those little stick breaks.
Was this McCabe?
This was the area where all those small stick breaks, and then we also,
Yeah.
this was McCabe.
Okay.
And then we also came across the sticks in the ground.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it a-
let's take that location.
Is it like a preserve? Is this like a preserve or?
I think you have a picture of that.
Go ahead, Mike. What?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's up in
okay.
Jaffrey, New Hampshire, and I think it's a small
Okay.
Jaffrey, New Hampshire. A
Yep.
small
It's like
12
a small preserve, yeah.
acre.
12 acre
Sure.
preserve.
Weird.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. We kind of see a correlation between these small conservation areas, like in Audubon areas, not the big areas, the small
Mhm.
areas. We don't know
Right.
why, but maybe they feel
Yeah.
comfortable there because nobody visits. It's not like a big state park where
Yes.
there's a lot of visitors.
Yeah.
But
We've had
And
that
no
talk
one's-
too, Mike.
this
and
kind
no
of
one's
blew our
going on.
And
minds.
it's near water source and food.
Right. They're not going off trail either. It's just people
Right.
that go out for walks,
Right.
and there's no hunting there, so no one has any reason to go bushwhacking.
Yeah, I think
So-
I love this. The more and more I look at this pic, man,
Right.
I think I
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
I like it, bro. I think I like this pic. The more and more I look at, and you bringing up that stick comment, man, that just kind of
Rich,
Got
and I
me.
sent you a picture that looks similar, I think, with the same exact stick situation where it was
Yes,
compressed down.
yes.
So
yeah. And we've had that talk on our adventures as well. So
Yeah.
hang on. Before I go on to the next slide, I'm going to bring in a special guest that I'm going to bring into my studio, and I made up a shirt in honor of my friend Mike that's here. Mike has a sticker company. He makes stickers, and he makes awesome stuff. I have like Jack skeleton for my cornhole boards and stuff like that. So we made a T-shirt in honor of you, and I haven't shown it to you yet, but I wanted to get one here before we did. So Bobby Lee's son Aiden's going to come in and show you. Now the tree's green, so you're going to see right through his gut, but you can see what it says, right, Mike? Can you see that?
I don't know. I was browsing your store though. I think I know which one it is. Is it the EU people
It's-
one?
You people, right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now we got to order Mike one of these. So Mike made me a sticker with Bigfoot that says "Ooh people," and when I saw that, I said, and it's the same color because I my company color kind of thing, right? So these shirts are in my shop right now, and "Ew people" is probably what they're thinking. I'm sure that's why they threw a stick at your truck too, by the way, guys. So thank you, Aiden. All right, buddy. Where'd we go? Where'd my evidence go? So, Michael, thank you for that brilliant idea. If you guys need stickers or anything like that, man, Chainsaw Covenants. Oh, okay, cool. Anything like that, you reach out and we can hook you up with some pretty sick stuff. All right.
For sure.
So thank you for that, sir. All right, I'm going to go to the next slide now. And what? Hang on one
Flying
second.
squirrel. That flying squirrel photo was pretty.
Oh yeah, look at that. I thought that was a flying squirrel. That's what that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, yeah, there's our
adorable.
little buddy.
Our little buddy. Just fun. It's a reason to get out. Even if
Right.
you're not squatching, just get out of the woods.
Well, you'll
Yeah,
be disappointed
exactly.
if you expect to see Sasquatch, but like if you're excited by the small things, then it makes everything an adventure, really.
Mike, that's a good point. You and I get out and we go on the mindset.
Don't
Yeah,
go
we
out there
know
looking for it. Just look at
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You go out there with your friend and you go hiking and just go get some exercise, man. Go catch some fresh air. Start looking around you. Look left, look right. Look up at a tree, look down on the ground. Start seeing things. And when you see something where you go, oh, that don't make sense, follow it. Go to it. So for me, when I walk up, say, to a structure, I start picking that thing apart backwards in my head. Okay, when did that go? And this go, and that go, and this go. And then I get to the point where I'm like, I can't explain that. And me and Mike have done that many, many times out doing our little Sasquatch adventures. So it's something to say for getting out and enjoy. And that's why I wanted to have Patti and Wally on, because there's a brother and sister. They're going out. They both have the same passion for this research, because that's what they are, as researchers. If you're out there as much as they are, they're researchers, man. And you go out there and you look and you see that, and you got a brother and sister. They're hanging out. They're drinking fireballs. There's chaos in the woods. Yeah, there's chaos. There's chaos in the woods out there. There's fireballs.
You take the edge
everywhere.
off too, man. It gets scary once in a while.
Yeah, right. So
Right.
hey, I got a lot of friends. I got a lot of friends who enjoy a good smoke
Yeah,
out the
we
woods.
made really good people.
And that's the best part is the people, right?
It is. I love all you guys, man. You guys are great people. You've been really good to me. And I love, like I said to my fiance, Jess, it's like going, I don't know if anybody's been out geocaching, but we used to do that. We did it a couple of years in a row, and I had the app and all that stuff. It's so similar to that, because when you find something, man, you get so amped up. You're like, I can't explain that. Where's the next thing? You know what I mean? I want to go look. Where am I going to go next? You know what I mean? What am I going to find around this corner? What am I going to find around that corner? It's actually really, really soothing for the mind, and it's a nice break, and it's healthy for you. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. So I like the flying squirrel. Now the stick on the left, there's something going on over here. I'm having trouble seeing that. You see that, Mike? I can't see.
No, but I've got them open over here. I'm kind of trying to look at.
Gotcha. Now I'm gonna go. Oh, we're back. Oh. Now that's the same footprint. What's on the right of the footprint? Is that glyphs?
Some repeats in here, so
Yeah.
might just be a different
Stick breaks.
angle. Stick breaks.
The small stick breaks.
Oh,
Oh, I see.
Or the
Yeah.
twigs.
Sticks laying on the
Broken.
ground. Yeah.
we might have
And you
some
can tell it's the
fireball
same
that day.
area, same
Right.
ground,
Yeah, it is.
like the same leaves,
Yep.
the same.
Yep.
It's the same area.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's
You know,
about putting
That
this
impressive, but I
Pieces
put them
together.
together, right?
sometimes.
You put them together.
Yeah. Are those?
I agree
those are the
100%, man.
And you go, what the
pine
hell?
or some sort?
Let's see. Oh yeah, here's some more here. Was that in the ground rooted, or is that just?
so
it is.
these
It's
were
just kinda-
similar to the breaks that we followed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a lot of smaller breaks up there. I
This
don't
we
get a
thought
lot of
was
small
marking
breaks.
something.
That's really, yeah, it's a lot of weird small sapling breaks.
And again, we
Yeah, I
thought it might be deer, but then, as we saw more and more and more, it wasn't browse, it wasn't moose browse. Because actually, I don't know what you think about Todd Standing's video, regardless of what you think about his video discovering Bigfoot, but there's a great piece in there about moose browsing tree branches, basically. And if that, I got more out of watching that moose eat the tree browse than I did out of Todd Standing's Bigfoot stuff. But I realized how they break.
Here we go.
And this
Muppet
could have been
Squatch.
a moose, but it's pretty interesting if you go back and watch that section. I know,
Yeah,
I
for
know.
sure.
But watch the part about when the moose is browsing. It was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I
And
like
I,
that.
I didn't know they ate actual branches like that. So this could be deer.
Right.
Yeah, Muppet
And the
Squatch.
Sasquatch have been known to eat bark
Those are
and
the
trees and
sticks
things
stuck
like
in the
that too.
ground.
So if someone's sitting around just munching on stuff, they could just be sitting there being lazy.
Well,
Who knows?
that's the thing
I mean,
too.
it makes
and,
sense. They say you can survive on cattails, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Yeah. So I'm sorry.
Everything
I'm sorry.
green, Same, right?
Hang on one. Minute. Sorry, guys. I'm looking for something in particular. Now, what is that? Like a stack on the right of breaks? I never seen so many small breaks, man. That's
those are all
kind of
sticks
weird.
stuck into the ground.
I think
They're
you're talking
broken.
about those. But
Yeah.
those ones, yeah, they're all stuck into the ground.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, weird.
I thought that was strange.
Yeah, where is that? How far away is that from civilization? Is it the same preserve that's 12 acres? I mean,
That's very strange.
That's very strange.
That might have been the case. Yeah,
Oh,
I think it was New Hampshire.
Yep.
Right by
Yeah,
the
that's
river.
okay.
Right by a river. It had to be like 10 feet from the river.
Yeah.
Is that asterisk structure in the
There are
background?
more sticks broken. There are more twigs.
Is that the same picture? I've been looking for this asterisk and it's all by that break. I just saw that for the first time. Yeah, send me that. But is there the one with the white kind of lights on them? Did I send you that one? No, damn it. Sorry, guys. So that's crazy. So that brings me back to last week's discussion, the autistic and the high on the spectrum type discussion, where the kind of gatherers and collectors, and they're making. Wouldn't that remind you a little bit of that? Kind of like the Noel theory, Mike?
Right.
Yeah, it could be that. Right. Whether it's just collecting things or who knows if some of these small preserves. It's been suggested they could be nurseries of some sort. So.
Right.
If these are off trail, who knows? But the river, I noticed a major
That's
river.
what I was
there, so,
Like,
right. If they're just sitting there, like, what am I going to do except smash sticks into the ground? It's probably fun, for a little Sasquatch or whatever, because I have a 5-year-old and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Bobby, I'm going to send that on Messenger. The one I want.
I think we thought about that too. It acted like it was a kid,
Yeah.
but not like a Bigfoot kid.
And we kind of have a theory about the rock clouds and stuff too. It's almost like if the kids are in the woods entertaining themselves, maybe they have to text and let their parents know where they are if they're at the mall, right? Maybe they just clap and let them know they're still by the big pine tree over in the center. We may just we as communication, but maybe it's just the kids checking in with mom and dad or older people. Who knows?
Yeah, they're like, hey, I'm out here in the woods with these crazy people drinking some fireballs. I'll be home later.
Right?
Fireball.
With the fireball.
Yeah, it always comes back to the damn fireball, folks. All right.
We don't always fireball, but when we fireball,
I know. I'm just teasing. Listen, I love that element of it because it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you go out, you make a good time of it. That's what I'm saying to people. You don't have to go out there be discouraged. Just go out for a walk. Like I said, have a fireball, smoke a joint, whatever you got to do, man. Have some fun, relax, chill, enjoy nature, and then look around you, man. And then for me, it was different because I had noises and I'm traveling around my backyard and they were breaking things and smashing things. Go ahead.
And I always feel the people that see them, witness them, aren't looking for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't. There's very rarely do you see on the shows or somebody out there like, oh, look what I found. Usually they just kind of come across these things. And for me, again, I was working in my yard, minding my own business. I'm sure I was making noise as well with whatever I was banging or raking or mowing or whatever the case might have been. And then I started hearing it. And the thing that blew my mind was when I got out there and saw everything, and Mike brought up the Bach thing. And the Bach thing to me is, I believe wholeheartedly. I believe they eat Bach. I believe they peel the Bach off, and I think they peel it in a long way. And I think they use that for rope and stuff. And they get it while it's fresh. Because I walked out into the wood section, and there was like 300-400 small trees about this big around, all old pines, and some of them are snapped perfectly this way, like 10 of them. Then 5 of them go the other way, and then 6 of them go that way. And they all had a huge section, if not all of the Bach peeled off. Like all of them. So I don't know how anybody would just be able to have 300 trees like that and, termites ate it. You know what I mean? There's no termite marks in them. They're actually usually pretty smooth. You know what I mean? So I believe, I tend to believe that type of theory. You know what I mean? Let's see. So by displaying art, just guessing. All right, let me hang on one second. So So here's Steve again. He goes, "Do you think they're marking their territory?" And is that structure wise, Steve? And then what was the other question? I just saw it. Oh no, it's right here. By display it. Yeah, I think they are as well. I think there's, hey, food this way, hey, water this way, hey, I live here, don't mess with me, I'll slap you. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? I think she's sending in something else for me because I kind of wanted to go over that a little bit. So I like to say, first of all, I like Wally and Patti's technique of like kind of covering the area. Ooh, what am I doing? With oh, that was the last one. Damn it. I wanted to see more. I want more. Oh, there it is. There's a different angle on it. So this is the same sticks right here. See that, Mike? Both sides, that's crazy, man.
Go ahead, Pat.
There might have been one that had a big tree that was posed in between two other trees that didn't look natural. I don't know if you saw that one in there. That's kind of interesting.
Oh, let me look because, I'm gonna look because, like I said,
it's a big one, right? It's pretty large.
Okay.
Oh, where's that one? Do I have that in here? Oh no, that's
it was pretty large.
Yeah, I see that.
It was pretty heavy.
Hang on, I'm going through them a little bit. There's that one. Hang on, did I go?
It might be large propped tree, log and tree.
Oh, I don't know if I have that in here. Hang on.
And then, you know what else is interesting? There was one in there for a rock. There might be a rock stack. Do you see rock stack? There was a weird
yeah, we see them all the time.
That we found near those little breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we had a rock stack.
Yeah, I've seen them a lot. I don't have that big tree one.
You find it.
I see it. Yeah.
I don't have the big tree one though. I don't know where it went. I'm, like I said, I'm just learning this new system. But I love all the stuff you have here anyways, and I love the fact that you use the technique that you do. I think that's absolutely kick-ass, and I'm going to go invest in some recorders. But to answer Steve's question too, I think we were talking last week's show, you were here, and we were talking about autism and things like that, and I think it's a mixture of that. I think it's a mixture of, what the hell do you do if you live in the woods, forever and do nothing all day? You can't play video games, right? I think it's a mixture of that, and I think some of them are actual signs and messages to one another too. So yeah, I agree with that too. Let me see this here. Oh wait, is it up there? Oh, it's up there. So okay. What do we got here? Okay. All right. So you guys. Oh wait, why is it so big? Can I bring that? Oh, there it is. All right. So this, I just noticed this. This is the picture here of that, you guys. It's in the background of me right now in this picture. You see it? So to my right hand shoulder, left. All right. So that big picture I got, see the big arch right here. That was that dream catcher. Now I have been looking for this dream catcher for a year and a half now. I think they dismantled it. Okay. I never realized in this picture that I've owned since that day has a picture of it right here. It's right there. So now I go back to this place, which I know is still there. Mike, I think we've been by there. And that dream catcher, I'm going to look back here now and I'm going to find it and I'm going to update you guys. Because I know it's dismantled, but I got to see the dismantling of it and see if the actual pieces are on the ground. So that's one thing I find a lot in this situation is that I go out and find things and I come back and they're all taken apart. You know what I mean? They're all not there anymore. I can't find them. And so that kind of makes me a little bit curious. So this tree here that I'm showing everybody is 12, 14 feet in the air. And the other end is like a needle
We've
thread.
heard that before.
Yeah. Well, the other end's like a needle thread going right through a tree. Like one tree goes this way and then the Y goes like this and locks into it. So it's like, that's not Mother Nature. You know what I mean? It's not going to lay flat like that and then get, weave through something. It's just not going to happen. And people say, oh, well, how tall is that? And I'm like, how strong do you think they are? And how tall do you think they are? And my answer always is they're 9 feet tall, say, right? To be fair, maybe 8.5 to be even fairer. Well, how long do you think their arms are, bro? You know what I mean? They can reach 11, 12 feet. You know what I mean? I'm not that far away from it. And it's a lot of strength. So here's the other thing. I want to talk about when we brought up the cameras, and we got a little while longer, but I just we were talking about cameras earlier. Hey, Bobby Lee, did you see that picture? What was that picture called, Patti, you were talking about with the tree leaning or something? What's it called? Do you remember the name of that? No, Patti might
I think
know.
it was
She knows.
tree. Yeah, tree prop, large prop
Lar-
logging.
Right.
Yeah.
Say that
ready?
again, Mike. I couldn't hear that well.
Large propped log and tree.
Oh, okay. Large propped logging tree. Is that in there?
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Yeah.
Delayed.
Wait.
All right. All right. So see this here. So this is one thing. So this is my gaming trail, right? This is my game camera right here, and this is some of the theories we have with the game cameras. Okay. Bro. Yeah, golf balls. Get out of here, you. So this is my, it's clear. It went off. I didn't understand why. So I looked around for the previous picture and I see the white strands here. So for years, I took this. I didn't think anything of it. I really didn't. And I don't know if what I think about it now and I bring it out to this format because I kind of like the input on it because it baffled me for years. So when I learned about primate hair, there's no center root, no medulla. I talked about this a little bit last week. Now on this picture here, and I promised this picture last week. So there's one here that goes across, right? Then there's a big one down the middle that kind of sags, right? And then there's this little one top right. See the top right? And it's a little rounded off at the end, right? So you look at that and you say, oh, you could say a bug, but it would have to be 3 bugs. One big, one small, one smaller, right? All going in different directions. So I kind of took that off. There's no way. So it's, to me, it's not a branch or anything like that because I know where I put my game camera. But if you look real close, and can you enlarge that at all? Stand by. Because I don't want to bring something up and then not be able to get back. Oh, there I are. So if you guys look on the very edges of those white lights, there's like one, you can almost see little fuzzies hanging off of it. It's like right here. And if you can take that picture on your phone and enlarge that with your fingers and make it even bigger, you can actually see how the hair goes. You know what I mean? Not here. I'm insinuating that that's what it is, but you know what I mean? That's just something. I don't know. You guys look at it and give me your input on that and the audience as well. Again, if you look at the edge, especially that main one down the middle coming down in an angle, I see what's 3/4 of the way up almost by the picture frame as like little fuzzies, like some kind of, it looks like hair, like follicle break. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that one. But so my theory is if that's indeed what it is, and I can almost visualize it, it's almost like it reached around the tree and then pulled back and set it off to make sure that's what it was. So speaking of contact, when you come back to that, 2 days later, I go to get my SD card. I'll put it back in. I'm sorry. I went to go put it back in, and that's when my game trail was completely changed. It was covered over in trees and thorns and stuff like that, and I had to go way around, and my game camera in that spot was useless now. It's because whatever, even deer wouldn't, the deer would have to come around in a different direction. So, yeah, so when you put things together, again, context, right? When you put things together and look at it, it starts making more sense. When it's just that one image, it's sometimes hard to explain, you know what I mean? And you could explain it as so many other things. So you think, right? So that's my theory on it. And that picture there, I promised everybody. What's on the bottom left? Let me see.
Right.
Oh, that's the advertisement for the type of game camera that it is, Sean. There's a circle. It looks like a little deer antler and stuff. But yeah, there's no deer there. So when you go back here, it went off. The one before it is there. All right. So that's where I had to kind of build off of that. So anyway, so that's where we're at. So what I like to say here is, yeah, we didn't find that other picture. Mike, you're gonna have to show me that. I can see if I got that picture. It's driving me nuts now. See what you guys did?
It looked a lot like yours, Rich, where it's just a large tree.
Oh, up in the air?
Yeah.
I want to see if it's in here. Weird bit stick stuff. Yeah, I don't see it in here. Small tree twist, rock stag. I do not. Oh, wait, there it is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah, see, I can't see the end of it where the ball is. Yeah, where's it going to? Another tree? Hang on. There's a lot of green in it.
Yeah,
so I hope my green
kind of weed through.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, hang on, I don't want to bum anybody out. I'm going to do it like this. Everybody see that?
Oh, yeah.
See it?
That's right.
It just didn't look like snowfall. We see a lot of things broken because of snowfall, obviously. But some things just stand out, you know?
Well, they
That
do,
was
and
a
I
big
agree with that
loss.
100. Yeah, I do. I agree with that 100%. And
Again,
I think it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. So I think a lot of things when you start seeing them level and across like that, as opposed to leaning or broken or snap in a sense, you can tell. And then what I do is, so if you're gonna go out there, everybody, if you have a desire to kind of get curious about this subject, if you're gonna go out there, man, look at the different things, look at the different types of tree falls that looks like tree falls, right? And for me, I look for the angles and things like that. It's kind of like there's the rock theory, right? So the rock theory is there's no, like, Mother Nature doesn't really make 90-degree angles. Is that correct, Mike? Would you say that? That's what I've learned on Ancient Aliens. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, Giorgio.
Giorgio! Yeah. So that's what I learned. Anyways, the 90 degrees in the 90 degrees in Mother Nature is kind of not a thing, so to speak, right? So when I start seeing things repetitiously snapped off 90, 90, 90, 90, 90.
Well, like we said, we learned that the
What's that? Go ahead.
Rich, give it a minute.
when the Indians used to break the trees for the directional, and they'd have it grow a certain way.
Right.
Is that the growth there? Yeah. Didn't we talk about that? The snaps and they grow.
Yeah, Rich just isn't giving. Yep. Rich just isn't giving you guys time to respond. But yeah, you're right, Walter. The natives used to do that. Yeah, and then for major highways and things.
Because that's what I was talking about. All
Bigfoot do that too.
Right. Well, the natives and Bigfoot.
I think a lot of it comes down to the native Indians.
Definitely.
I agree 100%. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So I agree with the same thing. Where I believe they break them when they're young and they continue to grow in an angle, and they're like that for generations. And I even found, and I don't know, Mike's not there yet. I got to find a really good one to show him. No, that I have found different, like, breaks and knuckles. Looks like they down here on the bottom of a tree, like years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? And they kind of keep growing in that angle. So for generations to see, is that kind of what you're saying, Wally?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yep. And that's the theory that I've had. And I love that theory. So, listen, this has been very, very informational episode again. And I love, it's a different angle that we've taken this time. And it's not necessarily searching for the video footage. It's not necessarily searching for, there he is type of thing. It's different techniques of how we can do it and how we can kind of spread the knowledge around and try to identify the sounds and try to follow them. As Mike said, log them and try to cross them off a list as we go, as researchers, right? And try to keep it scientific, right? And then you have the personal experience of sitting in the truck and having something throw a stick, log at your truck. And I'm sorry we didn't get that clear enough on there, but and really kind of changing your life in a sense. I mean, that's got to be life changing. So I think tonight was a really educational type thing on a different angle to the subject that we all have passion for. You know what I mean? And so I thank Wally and Patti for being here. You guys, I'm looking forward to getting out with you two up there in Western Mass. I had checked in on Saturday. Hey, Mike, I got permission on Saturday to go, bro. I got the signature, the field trip signed, paperwork, everything. It's official. So I just gotta find the logistics with 83 kids running around to get the hell out the door. But if I can, I'm gonna head up there Saturday. I'll let you guys know tomorrow, and then maybe we'll find something cool. Maybe we'll find something cool for next week's show. You know what I mean? And I'd like to have reoccurring guests. Mike's been on here twice. I've had 2 shows. Mike's been here. I love Mike's input. Mike's input is very valuable and very, very educational. So I do appreciate that a lot. So
Nice
I want to
seeing you
thank
again,
Walt.
Mike.
Yep.
Likewise, guys. Yes, nice talking to you, nice meeting you.
Yeah, and I apologize for like any sound delays. I thought we did a really good job tonight with that.
Thank you.
Bobby Lee's been
No, thank you.
outstanding. But Bobby Lee, you've been outstanding this evening. Thank you. You are our hero.
Woohoo, Bobby Lee.
Not a,
Yep.
Yep.
Lee.
You are not an unsung hero, Bobby Lee. We appreciate you so much. So I will let you guys probably know tomorrow the logistics of me coming up there in Western Mass.
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, Sideshow Bob.
Definitely. You're more than welcome anytime. But
Yep,
Yeah.
she gave her own name, Sideshow Bob. So hopefully we'll go out there next week, and I'll get back to you guys with an update. Go ahead, Sideshow Bob. Say a little something on the way out.
Hey, thank you so much. I absolutely love helping out with this show, and y'all were a great audience. Thank you. Thank you to the speakers that came on today, and sorry for a couple of little hiccups, but much better than last week, as you must know, Mike.
It's all good. No, you're rock star. Thank you.
Mike last week like this. Hey Rich, come off the bridge, bro. We're gonna get through this together. I was frozen staring at everything going, what's going on? I usually only hear like a dozen voices, and I was hearing like 40 voices. It was crazy. So no, it worked out really well, and I appreciate everybody's hard work. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Hey, listen, check out the banner down bottom here. I don't know where it is now because I'm in a window, but it's down bottom.
Thank you.
Check out the Get Haunted Network, the P3 Network show, Unturned Pages with Jenny and Russ on Facebook, Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's some good stuff there. We got a lot of paranormal stuff that you guys can log on to and check out. And hey, look at this guy. Hang on, time out. Mickey! Thank you, bro. Good night, man. So check that stuff out. Go on to my banterwithrichieb.com and check it out. We got a cool shop there with the people and a bunch of other stuff, cups and phones and cases, all that stuff. So I want everybody to go check that out and, support the cause, because when we keep researching and keep doing these things and support your other podcasters. Next week I'll have another podcaster from that network rolling across the banner down bottom. Okay. Mike, I can't thank you enough, man. You're a good friend of mine, and I really always appreciate your insight for being here. And your calm is always helpful. That's all I got to say.
Thanks for having me, Rich, man.
Yeah, Mike likes to point.
Dude.
Yeah, Mike goes, you're not really letting him respond. Just breathe. So we appreciate everybody being here. Listen, tune in next week, 7 p.m. I'll have an update on the show content. So watch out for that. Watch out for my TikTok. Watch out for my Instagram. Watch out for my YouTube, my X. Watch out for all that stuff because I'm going to start putting up different thumbnails and things of the different shows that we're going to have. So we're going to call it a night from here. Continue to watch, like I said, the different podcasts. Support your podcasters. Thank you to my guests. Thank you to my audience. I love you guys participating and asking questions. You make that show go, man. I love that. And talking about all the evidence and all that stuff, looking at pictures, hearing sounds, and then talking to you. That's my favorite part. That's just where I'm at. So thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next Tuesday. And if you guys have anything that you see, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoots, send me a private message and let me know. I'll keep you anonymous if you want to. I've already talked to a couple of people about throwing a backpack on and heading out in the woods with me. I am not scared to do that. Make sure you download StreamYard. And then when you come in the room, let me know you got StreamYard, man. I'm going to bring you on the screen, and you can ask the guest a question. And that's what we're going to do. This is totally interactive and all about everybody coming together and having a format to do that on, all right? So don't walk through life being a bunch of assholes. Make sure you are good to people, all right? I'm going to leave you with that. Be good to people, all right? We need that in this world. And thank you very much, and have a great night. Bye, everybody.
Guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Merry Christmas, everybody.